Okay.
Always lies beyond the boundaries. My job is to push those boundaries.
Interesting.
I'm Norma, and I build bamboo at the ESD. Oh, speaking of, have you seen the one I lost?
Okay, so another fire stunner has hit the tower. This is Norma, one of the 2 characters that have been dripped for 3.0. I'll get to the other one in a second, because I'm excited about that one. Norma is the Chief Technical Officer of the External Strategy Department. Essentially, she is the Chief Officer that builds bamboo right now. Pretty interesting. I'm not anywhere near her in the story, so I maybe you guys have met her, I don't know. She's kind of like a cute, small, little, like, almost childlike character, I guess. And while she looks like an A rank, she is going to be an S rank character in 3.0. Overall, I didn't find her page too interesting, but we can check it out anyway here. If a Hollow Raider and a Bamboo with the same mass both fell from Roscafilier at the same time, which one would hit the ground first? Norma Hollowell. Hollow mention. Wow. This city, Roscafilier, is, I guess, the new zone in 3.0. I'll just need to swap out one more part and we're done. I'll hook you up with the latest ether battery as a reward. And that time when you spun around like a top for 3 days was straight was just a rare occurrence. And that one time you walked around all day with your ears. Isn't that cool? Okay, so she's obviously a little psychotic when it comes to bamboo. I kind of feel for the bamboo. I'm not gonna lie. Personality-wise, she does seem kind of interesting. She's got that, like, you know, crazy engineer technician vibe, you know. I feel like the bamboo are gonna be a little bit wary of her, and everyone else in her department may be a little wary of her. These are all funny, but the funniest one was this one here. This quote: "Ainu nenu na ane." The bamboo speaking. "If only I hadn't fallen for those honeyed words and slipped right into her trap." The bamboo of the Norma victim support group, who all fell into a deep silence after hearing those words. Oh God, I was right about her. She's a little cuckoo. I mean, overall, her character design, I personally am, I don't know, it's kind of weird, dude. I get it, kind of, but it's a little weird. She's got like a Mad Hatter, Alice in Wonderland kind of vibe going on. Like, she's got like a big hat with a bunch of A's all over her. I don't know what the A's stand for personally. She's got these big wing things as well. It looks like she might be using these to manipulate an interface with the bamboo. If you look here, there's got the 3-pronged charger port. We've seen this in some areas when a bamboo needs to connect to things. They sometimes have these, so maybe she does programming on them, beep, boop, 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 and then, you know, kind of connects her arms to them and does like quick changes and whatever. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of design, and there's something else here as well. She is another fire stunner. There already is 2, I believe, Jufufu and Kalita. I don't know if there's any more. And those 2 already seem to do the job pretty well. So I'm kind of interested why they made her fire stunner, but I digress. That really gives us 2 options. Either this new fire stunner is going to be super OP and then you really have no reason to play. You have no reason to play Kalita or Jufufu, or she's just going to be kind of meh and nobody's going to want to play her. Of course, there are situations where she might fill a niche. I'm sure there are instances like that, but yeah, even then, maybe it's something that some people are going to be kind of excited about, but I guess not me personally. It's also worth considering that there could be a chance that she might actually be a great stunner for a character that's going to be coming out later in 3.0. We don't actually know. So again, that's why I'm not being too harsh on it. I guess we'll with this drip stuff, these are all just like my first opinions. We're obviously gonna have to wait and see what it comes down to, because once again, I've been very wrong before, but that's just my initial vibe off of it. And I feel like a lot of people are probably in the same boat here based on an initial first reaction. But again, we're gonna have to see what the character animations are, because good character animations and good identity and good flavor will really make or break her character for me personally in a lot of instances. So if she's got great animations that I vibe with, she's just like an absolute blast. It feels good to use her ultimate. There's like a cool passive that changes up her gameplay style, or like using her instead of Jufufu is like changes the way you play like a team, another team. Like, yeah, okay, that could actually be really interesting. I get it. There's always a chance there. Story-wise, I find her kind of interesting based on her crimes against Bamboo, the implied crimes. I think she's going to be a funny character, and in the sense of the story, it's going to be funny hearing her employees talk about her and the Bamboo around her talk about her. She seems to be one of those characters that is like funny to talk about. You know, when you've got a boss that like everyone hates, and then hearing all the crazy stories is like the most entertaining thing about that person. I feel like that's probably what she's gonna fall into. But who knows? I don't actually know how she plays into the story at all. Let's take a look at the second character that dropped. I'm really excited about this one. I've just seen the image. I haven't actually seen the drip yet. So let's do a quick little blind react here.
Good day. I'm Velina Ergid, Administrative Director of the External Strategy Department. I'll be your guide.
Ooh!
If anything's troubling you, leave it to me. I'll handle it.
Whoa. External Strategy Department. So she works for the same one as Norma. The same area as Norma. Damn. Wait, what element is that? Is that a new element? I think she might be wind. Let's find out. Off the bat, she obviously uses a giant, this fan weapon this is cool as hell. She's obviously very flowy, and she's got like swallow, a bird swallow type tail. I think she's gonna be wind. This is kind of crazy. Obviously she's beautiful, kind of ZZZ coated with the giant rack. And she kind of looks kind of Genshin-y as well. So she's got that like flowy, you know, high fantasy sort of look. And man, I'm a big fan of that voice. Welcome to Roske Flie. I am Velina, head of the External Strategy Department. Okay, so she's the head. I'll be your guy. Velina Ergid. She's got air in her name, bro. So these Bangbu are refusing their routine annual inspection again. Don't worry, I'll handle it accordingly. Oh my god, I feel bad for this Bangbu, these Bangbu dude. After all, it's about time we threw another tea party. Okay, yeah, she's got a bit of a British tea party vibe. Maybe falling into like the Mad Hatter vibe. I haven't seen anything about this new zone, but maybe it's gonna be like a British, maybe a kind of like a British style place. This is what Norma says about her. Whether it's annoying paperwork or stubborn adults causing you trouble, just let her handle it. Veliz, a highly efficient problem solver. Norma, dropping a piece of advice in the middle of a tour. Okay, so she's like a very calm, reliable, you know, pillar-like character of this department. But she does seem to have a little bit of an edge to her that's kind of scary. Like, you know, if the department, she'll fix any problem in the department. However, she has a side, maybe a ruthless side to her. She does have like a giant wind weapon, which is kind of terrifying and freaking awesome. So there you have it. We have our very first wind element character coming into the game. I'm really excited to see the VFX of this character and some of her animations as well. I love a fun wind character. I heard that OG Sokaku was supposed to be wind, and then they changed them. I don't know if that's actually true or not. Someone please confirm or deny. So it's cool to see that they're actually giving this element a chance. I'm really curious to see how it's going to interact with all the other agents and all the other support agents, and what the best stuff's going to be. She's Anomaly as well, so people in chat were telling me that with Anomaly, you typically need to run a second Anomaly agent with that. So I'm very curious to see what some of the teams are going to look like in the future. Either way, I am really excited. I think the character design is great on her. If I were to pick her over Norma, obviously I would do that. But to be honest, I'm still holding out on S rank Billy and Promi. I'm probably gonna blow my paycheck on those two anyway. Personality wise, it'll be interesting to see if there's a little bit more depth to this character. She seems to be very polished and poised, and honestly kind of boring. I'll be interesting to see with this character if she's like pushed to the wall, if that facade or just like that personality will break a little bit and give way to, you know, what actually lies underneath. I feel like with a lot of characters that are like super prim and proper in a business setting like she is, because she's the head of a department, if that is just really her being professional and polite and being an absolute professional, I'm so curious to see if that ever breaks, you know, like put her in a moment where her back is against the wall, you know, someone she cares about is in a situation. I love to see what happens to these characters at the end of the day, and to see what they're really made of deep down. So that'll always be interesting. I don't know, maybe that's just like the story nerd in me wanting to see like a little bit extra in these characters. I know the writing is pretty good in this game, so I always just like, I want to see the best. I want the best for this game. But then again, I don't know how important of a character she's going to be in the story at all. So if she doesn't have a huge role, then it is whatever. She could just be a cool agent that we get to use, and you know, is at the forefront of this new wind element, which is going to be so cool to check out. I think that having a new wind element is going to be so interesting. Makes me wonder what like the next agents that have the wind element are going to look like. Like I could totally picture another archer that uses lots of wind. I know that's kind of cliche, but I could totally see it happening. Also makes me curious what a wind support character could look like. You know, it's just a bard with a fucking flute. I don't know. I just woke up. I haven't finished my coffee, but either way, the characters are looking pretty interesting. And as we get more teasers and character demos, and then eventually we will get to trial these characters. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. So I will update you guys on the development of these characters and these new agents as time goes on. But however, right now I do have my eyes set on S rank Billy and then Promia. They're two main supports, right? So that would probably be maybe my two teams right there. I've known these gacha games you need at least 2 teams. Sometimes maybe even 3. So that could be those could be solid bases to build my 2 teams around. We'll see if these characters fit in. Maybe not. I doubt it. Either way, I'm quite interested, and we'll see how that develops. All right, that's all I want to talk about today. Peace.